Mega Mike the Movie Man, and today I have a mega movie plan. Today, I'm back with another mega video for you all. Today we're going to be answering the important question, are theaters dead in this current year? Now to get to that important answer, we're going to go through 4 subtopics. First, we're going to look at the reasons that support theaters being in decline. Next, we're going to go for the reasons that support theaters being alive and well. Next, I'm going to go over my predictions of what the theater experience will look like in the next few years. And then we'll have our call to action of what you can do to support theaters. And then finally, we will answer the important question, are theaters dead in this current year? So stick around through the entire video to get that important answer. But without further ado, let's get started.
I didn't believe hard enough.
Loving is enough.
That they won't let us be.
Then we'll get away.
We can.
Yes.
We will.
Yes.
Now to get into our first subtopic, and these are the reasons that support why theaters have been in decline recently. Now, we got to go all the way back to 2020 when the coronavirus became a big deal and theaters started shutting down in many locations. So even if you wanted to go to the movie theaters, you just couldn't go. There was no option for you nearby because of all these state mandates, and so that's understandable. People got out of the habit of going to the theaters. But even when theaters started to open up in different locations, you didn't see tons of people rushing back to the theater. So what happened? Well, people got out of the habit of going to the theater as a main staple activity. Instead, they just discovered streaming at home. There was tons of new streaming options available. You can even stream really big blockbuster movies because HBO Max started to put all those Warner Brother movies on streaming day and day release. You didn't have to go to the theater to see a big movie like Matrix on the big screen anymore. You could just click play from HBO Max at home and you got it right there. Godzilla, you click play. Mortal Kombat, click play. It's all right there. You no longer had to rush out to the theater to see that movie you really wanted to. So people just got out of the habit of going to the theaters. They found other options to replace that experience, and it was just so much more convenient to watch all this fantastic movies at home with a click of a button. Now, there are some other reasons why people were probably staying away from the theaters. We had all these different variants. We had Delta, we had Omicron, and so still people felt unsafe going to the theaters, so that still kept people away. And then also people probably just realized going to the theaters can be a expense. You know, concessions cost a lot of money. If you're bringing the kids, right, you got a whole family, that's going to add up the price. Or if you want to leave the kids at home, now you got to hire a babysitter and go through that hassle. And so it's not very convenient going to the movie theaters. And I've talked about that in another video. So now if you have a different convenient option at home, that's going to keep more and more people away. So people just lost that movie theater drive to really go out there to experience it on the big screen, and they just got content with seeing this entertainment content from home. And we see it, the numbers don't lie. We see the box office for a lot of movies just do terrible, even amazing movies. Even West Side Story didn't do great, and to me that was my third favorite movie of the year. King Richard didn't do great. That was my second favorite movie of the year. And so you have all these great movies, but people just are not going out to the theater to see them. And we see that with those box office numbers, and that is hurting the theaters dramatically. So just all these lower budget movies, especially indie budget films, barely anybody's going out to see them. Where they would have done maybe decent in the past, they're just getting barely anything at the box office. And so that shows that, hey, people just aren't feeling the need to go out to the theaters as much anymore.
Gentlemen, let's get down to business. We've got a lot of work to do.
Someone help me! I'm still alive, only I'm very badly burned.
Now to get into our second subtopic, and these are the reasons that support theaters being live and well currently. And we have seen some movies have some good success in recent weeks. Spider-Man No Way Home has become the third highest grossing domestic box office movie of all time, even beating Avatar. Now that is a great accomplishment for Spider-Man No Way Home, especially because remember that movie came out in December in the pandemic, and it has had such great legs, keep making money at the box office week after week. It does not stop. I mean, that is such a great accomplishment for Spider-Man No Way Home. And it's not just Spider-Man, it's just not a big superhero film. We've had a couple other movies to do a little bit better than was originally expected. Uncharted, that just came out, did better than what the studio was predicting. And so, Sony is happy over there with the success of Uncharted. And then even a movie like Dog, yes, Dog, did better than what it was originally predicted. So that's great to see movies are surpassing what people initially think they're going to make. I mean, that's great news for people that love going to the movies. And recently, when I've been going to the movies, I've seen more and more people, especially on the weekends. The weekends are starting to look more and more packed, whereas in months past, it was like a ghost town. Nobody was at the theaters for any movie. However, more people are going out to the theaters. It looks like more people are getting back to that routine of having that as a staple activity of, hey, well, what are you going to do on date night? Dinner and a movie, right? That's the common staple that a lot of people go to. So I think people are now getting back into the habit of going to the movie theater. And I think Spider-Man No Way Home did kind of rev up those engines to get people excited to go back. And then when they went back, they had a great experience with Spider-Man No Way Home. Celebrating that movie was just phenomenal, but then that got them to keep going back for other movies. Hey, well, we had a safe, fun experience with Spider-Man No Way Home. Why not check out Uncharted this week? Why not check out Dog this week? You see? And so we see now more people are going back to the theater. The box office is rising for a lot of movies. Not every movie, but for more movies than what was expected. And so that are all reasons that support why theaters are still alive and well. I still see theaters hiring people, so it means that they need more staff members to help with the customers because more customers are coming back. I mean, this is all great news, and there's even theaters that have bought up the other smaller theaters that went out of business during the pandemic, so they're expanding their movie theater empire. They would not be doing that unless they thought, oh wow, this is the time to make that smart business decision because more people will be going back to the theaters, and in the long run, movie theaters will be thriving. And so that business decision is going to make those major companies a lot more money. So this is all evidence we see of, hey, you know what? Theaters aren't doomed. Theaters are still alive. There's still people that love going to the movies like me that have these subscription passes, that either have the Regal Pass, have the AMC Pass, or one of the other passes that are out there. People are still dedicated to going out to the movies. People are still talking about their movie theater experience. People are still having fun going to the movies.
Be back, Jeremy.
Hey, what was that?
Went forward in time to view alternate futures, to see all the possible outcomes of the coming conflict.
Now to get into our third subtopic, and that's my predictions for what the movie theater experience will look like in the near future in the next few years. Because I do think the experience will change a little bit. I don't think there's going to be many smaller independent films released into a lot of theaters. If anything, they'll have a very limited release just because there's not enough people going out to those smaller independent films. I know when I've checked out some of those films, there's like nobody in the theater. I kid you not. When I went to go see The French Dispatch, there was no one, not one single other person in the movie theater besides me. So I know the movie theaters aren't really making money off those kinds of movies. So I think they're going to get away from having those types of movies in most of the theaters. I think that it's really going to be a big focus on blockbuster films. Yes, giant action spectacle of films. Of course, all the superhero films are going to get the main priority. They're going to take up a lot of theaters. And then you'll have the other big action blockbuster franchises. Well, you'll have those Uncharted films, Fast and Furious films, but those big spectacle movies. I really don't think the serious, heavy drama movies are really going to get much attention anymore. Just from a business standpoint, if they're not making the theaters money, why would the theaters release them? Why would they have them there, but nobody's going to see them? It makes no sense. Obviously, people are voting with their dollar, and more people are wanting to see the big action blockbusters. So that's why we're seeing a lot more superhero films made, a lot of companies going back to their franchises. What do they have? Oh, they got Scream films. Let's release more Scream films, right? So anything they have that's a big enough IP, that's very recognizable, they're going to work on making those kinds of movies, especially movies that can support a franchise. If it's a movie that's just meant to be a one-off movie, I really don't think that's going to get the green light much at all anymore from these studios, because why would a studio want to support a movie that isn't really going to make them much money? I mean, it's the sad truth. I like the serious drama films. I do like those independent smaller films. I have a great time with them, but me, I am not enough. You have to please a wide enough general audience to actually make money off of it, to make it worth it for everybody involved with the movie. And so that's why I think they're really just going to stick to blockbusters. I don't think there's going to be much smaller theaters anymore. To me, it's pretty much going to be the big chain theaters out there, the ones that have their subscription passes. So I think that's really going to be the way they're going. It's going to be promoting those subscription passes. I know when I go to the Regal Theater now, they always have those Regal Unlimited commercials that are really pushing, hey, get the subscription pass. They'll even have booths out there with pamphlets on it, and they'll have tons of information on it. So they're really supporting their subscription pass, and they want to get people that are going to keep coming back to the theater, going to buy their concessions when they get into the theater. So they're going to focus heavily on the subscriptions and those big blockbuster films. And I don't think many companies are going to be doing day-and-day releases of their big movies anymore on their streaming platforms. It seems HBO Max failed with that strategy. That was not a successful strategy with Warner Brothers. It lost them a lot of money. There are still people involved with Matrix Resurrections complaining about the money lost due to it being a day-and-day release. So for those big blockbusters, I think they're going to go to the theater first. Now, it's probably going to be a much shorter theatrical window. It might be less than 45 days. Hey, it might even be 30 days now. It's not going to be, 60, 90 days. No, I don't think it's going to be any of that. I think it's going to be a very short theatrical window. Let's make the money fast, quick, those opening weekends, because that's where they're going to make the majority of their money anyway. So once they make that money for a few weeks, then it's going to go to their streaming platform to try to boost their subscription base on that platform. So I think that's the name of the game. Big blockbusters. Let's get that big money right away from those opening weekends. Then we'll drop it on our streaming platforms. Let's boost those subscriptions for both movie subscriptions and streaming platform subscriptions to get that continual flow of money every month. And so that's where I see all the major studios and companies going with the movie making process. So yeah, it is a little sad. We won't see some of those smaller films as much anymore. You're going to really have to go out of your way to see those kinds of films. Like I wanted to see the movie Cursed last weekend, but it wasn't released at a theater nearby me. I would have had to gone really far to see that movie, even though I heard good things about it. So I just don't think we're going to be seeing those smaller films anymore. So I think the theater experience is going to change in a few of those different ways.
Change is good.
Yeah, but it's not easy. I know what I have to do, but going back means I'll have to face my past. I've been running from it for so long. Ow! Jeez, what was that for?
It doesn't matter. It's in the past.
Yeah, but it still hurts.
Oh, yes, the past can hurt. But the way I see it, you can either run from it or learn from it. Ah! You see? So what are you going to do?
Now to get into our fourth subtopic, and that's our call to action of what can you do to support the movie theaters if you enjoy going to the movies just like me. Well, the companies will hear when you vote with your dollar. So if you actually go out to the movie theaters more, you see those movies on the big screen, you're going to have a great experience, and those companies are going to see, oh wow, well, this person really likes these movies, there's more people going to the movies. Well, let's keep releasing movies. And so going to the movies you really want to see, that's going to be a big support. And then just having a subscription pass to go to the movie theaters. To me, that saves people tons of money. I have saved hundreds of dollars with my subscription pass, and it's really not that big of an expense when you think of it with the value you're getting. If you go at least 2 times with your subscription pass, you're basically breaking even. But if you go 3 or more times, you're getting a value out of it. So if you go every weekend, I mean, you're getting such a massive value from your subscription pass, and they're both excellent. Regal, AMC, both are amazing passes, and there's some other companies as well that have their own subscription passes, but those ones are excellent. I mean, with my Regal Unlimited pass, I can see unlimited movies anytime I want to go. If I want to see 4 movies in a day, I can go see 4 movies in a day. I mean, it is just wonderful. But of course, it benefits the theater because when I do go to the movies, I do get concessions, and that helps support them as well. So I would highly encourage that too. You know, get some concessions while you're at the movie theater. I mean, that movie theater popcorn is delicious. Get a nice big drink. I mean, it's just going to be a good time, and you're supporting the theaters. Don't be sneaking in food and drinks. I know some people want to do that to save $1. They'll go to a Dollar Tree, stock up, and take that to the theaters. I know that's tempting for some people to do, but really that can hurt the theater. So if you can afford it, you know, buy the concessions there. I mean, that's just going to help support the theaters more, keep them around. And just going to the movies on a consistent basis, you know, just putting that as one of your habits of activities you like to do, and not just going yourself. Make it a really fun experience. Bring people along, especially if it's a movie you're really excited for, or it's a movie you know your friend or family member will really enjoy. Call everybody up, get everybody together, bring all your friends out there, and have a great shared experience of laughing, crying together, being shocked together. I mean, you can just have such a great experience in the theater with an awesome audience, with the big giant screen, hearing those amazing speakers, seeing that amazing projection on a premium screen. I mean, that's going to be a memorable experience that you're going to be able to keep with you for the rest of your life. I mean, seeing movies at home, I really don't remember them as much. I really don't remember the experience. But if I have to, you know, go get ready, go out to the movie theater, bring people along, to me, that just becomes a much more memorable experience. So it definitely comes down to the dollar, of voting with the dollar, going out to those movies you enjoy, but that's going to show the studios those are the movies they want to keep releasing, and then that's going to keep the theaters in business as well. They're not going to have to shut down again because the theaters aren't making enough money. And then also, just every time you watch movie reviews, if you watch movie reviews on my channel, other channels, I mean, that really helps out the community overall, because studios do take notice of that too. They'll check out channels and see, oh wow, this person is interested in this movie, they left a comment, they're excited to go see it. So all those interactions with those movie review channels like mine definitely make a big difference as well. So if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe right now, because that shows me that you guys care about the channel, and I will keep getting you that amazing movie content of all those movie reviews. I go out to the theaters every weekend to see all the movies I can. I see all the movies, so you guys don't always have to see them all. I will let you guys know what is worth your time, give you the best recommendation, and so then on the movies you know are awesome, go out and support those movies. Have a great fun time with them, and you're gonna get those updates from my channel. So make sure you subscribe right now if you have not already done so. But those are just a few ways you could help support the theater going community.
It's alive. It's alive! It's alive!
Now to get into our major and final topic here to answer the important question, are theaters currently dead this year? Absolutely not. No, theaters are alive. They are now on the rise. More and more people are coming out to the theater. Spider-Man No Way Home would not have become number 3 at the domestic box office if theaters were dead. It just wouldn't have been possible. So more and more people are feeling safe and enjoying going to the movie theaters again. Every weekend I see more and more people out to the theaters. So these are all great signs, and I think within this current year, with these massive blockbuster movies coming out, we have tons of superhero movie content going to theaters, and you guys know that's my favorite genre. That's a lot of people's favorite genre. Those are the movies people get hyped for. I think this year we're going to see the box office definitely rise, and it's just going to have some great improvement and show that theaters are alive and well. But let me know in the comments below your opinion on this topic. Do you think theaters are alive and well, or do you think they're actually going to go back into the decline later on in the year? Let's have that fun movie discussion down below. Also, if you still haven't subscribed yet, take the time to do so and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss when I post a video. Also, like the video, and this is Mega Mike the Movie Man reminding you to make every day a movie day.